Right. We don't have enough time.
Will you search through the lonely earth for me? Climb through the briar and brambles. I'll be your treasure. I felt the touch of the kings and the breath of the wind. I knew the call of all the songbirds. They sang all the wrong words. I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you. You swim through the briny sea for me. Roll along the ocean's floor. I'll be your trouble. I'm with the ghosts of the men who can never sing again. There's a place for me where a love rocks at sea is waiting for you. Is waiting for you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Big Metal Detecting Podcast, which I've remembered the name today. And here we are, this is Detectival Special Episode 1. So we're going to be talking to quite a few people. There's a few quite exciting projects that have come off the ground this weekend, have been launched, have been introduced. And first and foremost, we will be talking about the new C-Scope Evo 6000, which has been introduced to the public today. So I'm here today with Martin Bass and, was it Simon? Simon Fry from C-Scope. So first of all, I'll speak to Martin first. You've obviously heard Martin on the All Metal Mode podcast with us before. So good morning, how are you?
Morning, Dave. I'm great. You well today, sir? Did you sleep well?
I slept reasonably well, but I had to get up for a wee in the middle of the night, and that caused me cramp, let's say. So, the new C-Scope and the C-Scope score at Detectival. How's it all going?
We've had a very good day so far. We've been here about 4 or 5 hours, and we've been swamped with inquiries about the new Evo 6000. It's going to be available first quarter of 2020. If you're keen and you'd like to come and have a look at one, please come over to the C-Scope stand, and we'll gladly show you it. We've got 2 working models here. Come and have a play and see what you think.
And obviously people who are listening and aren't at Detectival, they can find out information from...
They can go onto our website at cscopemetaldetectors.com/Evo. That's Evo spelled EVO. Sign up there and we'll keep you updated with the progress from the factory as it happens.
And for me, obviously people know my history with C-Scopes. I'm quite excited because for the first time I can see it's a full digital display instead of the former old analog controls. I say old analog controls, but as people would normally see them.
That's very true, yeah. We've had detectors with basic displays in the past, but we've really gone for it this time. A nice, big, easy-to-read display with your target ID and your ground exclude settings. And the big advantage of the Evo 6000 is that all the settings are shown on the screen all the time. So you haven't got to stop and worry, oh, have I set this right? Have I set that right? Because you can see it on the screen. And if you go into the menu to alter it, the machine still carries on working. So you're good to go all the time.
You see, this is good for me, Martin, knowing I can actually have the conversation with you, and my memory will lose track of what we've discussed, but I can come back and listen to this. So thank you for introducing it in that manner so I can understand what's going on. Now, Simon, you are the designer, am I right?
That's right, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So I lead the R&D team that have been working on the Evo 6000.
and obviously you're very excited about it too.
I'm excited. We've been working for a long time on it. We were very proud of it. Yeah, and it's great to see it out in the wild at the moment. With everyone seeing it, it's good to see it out in the open rather than hidden away where it's been for several months now.
So tell us what differences we can find, other than obviously what Martin's suggested, about the new 6000 Evo 6000 as opposed to previous machines.
So the idea is that it's the best, all the good stuff from the old C-scope. So everything the 6MX does well should be in the Evo 6000, but then combine that with new stuff like the digital display and all the stuff that Martin was talking about, being able to set things through the menus, but being able to see all your settings, on the screen as you go along.
So it's very exciting forthcoming year for C-scope, and obviously all I could do is wish you the best of luck. Hopefully the machine takes off fantastically. I know this morning from our posts on the Archaeology and Metal Detecting magazine, which if anybody is interested, please go and you can see images and you can see a short video that I took of it, as well as going onto the C-scope social media accounts and onto the website as well to see more of the machine. But very exciting year ahead.
Thanks, Dave. Have a great Detectival, and we'll see you later on.
You certainly will. Simon, it's been a pleasure.
Thanks very much.
So that was the C-scope, and we were talking all about the new C-scope Evo 6000, and I didn't even have to look then to see what the words were. So I'm now coming over to the National Council for Metal Detecting, and I'll be speaking to Alistair, and Alistair is the chairman, am I correct in saying of it?
President.
The president of the NCMD.
That's right. The Chief Executive Officer is actually the chairman, and he's not here today, but I'm here with two colleagues to assist at the NCMD's stand. Yeah.
And have we had many people coming along and learning more about the NCMD?
Yes, there's been quite a few inquiries and some new memberships as well, which is what we're here to help with. We're here really the NCMD itself basically was established about 1982, 1983 to represent the views and the interests of people in the metal detecting hobby. A lot of people have the perception that we just provide public liability insurance, but in fact a lot goes on behind the scenes. We're involved, our officers are involved in meeting with members of the Portable Antiquities Scheme, the Council for British Archaeology. We have representation in the Portable Antiquities Advisory Group, and that's all very important, particularly at this time because the Treasure Act is under review and we're waiting for the outcome of the consultations on that exercise.
And of course, next year being the 40th anniversary of the NCMD, we've possibly got something exciting that we're going to look at in that over the next year that we can roll out with the NCMD a little bit more for the metal detecting community to show what the NCMD might do.
That's a distinct possibility, Dave. We still have, I think, to get our heads around that. As I say, our immediate concern is the outcome of the consultation of the Treasure Act review. That's an absolutely crucial thing because we really don't know what's up ahead. There are all sorts of rumours about possible licensing of the hobby, which is something that we will resist. The NCMD will resist very strongly indeed, as you might imagine. Some archaeologists, as we know, would like an outright ban on the hobby. So these are the key issues at the minute. But yeah, if we can get something together in a celebratory capacity next year, we'll do it, yeah.
And at 40 years, there's no other organisation similar that work for ourselves, the metal detecting community, that are so long-standing and that much input into the hobby.
Yeah, it's as I say, we can only we'll come up with something. I'm quite sure there will be a groundswell of opinion that says we should be celebrating because it's a great hobby, and I kept bumping into people here at Detectival saying, how do I go about it? How do I go about joining the hobby? And we just need to keep promoting it as best we can. But as I say, I want everybody to be aware, who's listening to this, that there could be serious opposition to it in the months ahead, and make no mistake, and we will be doing our very best to combat it.
So obviously the listeners, please keep your eye on the NCMD website for updates on anything that is taking place, because it is a very, very, very important time for metal detecting in the UK.
That's absolutely right, but we will also be trying, I think, to get information out on social media to keep people up to speed with where we are in discussions with the organisations I've mentioned, the CBA, the Portable Antiquities Scheme, and we just have to see what happens. We've also been assured of discussions with the DCMS once the consultation exercise comes through, and that's important. That's the government department that is directly involved in this.
I had to move then. I think there's somebody behind me talking quite loud. I just wanted
sorry.
to shield them. Not your fault. I just
right,
wanted to move in the way. So,
Okay.
Alistair, it's been an absolute pleasure. Obviously, for people who do need more information, it's easy to find the NCMD, the National Council for Metal Detection, via Google. You'll be taken direct to the site, and you'll find out everything you need to know there.
There's a lot of information on the site. It's just a case of looking through it. If there's any questions, members shouldn't hesitate to get in touch with us, either directly through John Rigby, who is really our main contact there, or through their regional delegates.
Alistair, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I'll obviously spend a lot more time with you over the weekend, but in the meantime, thank you very much for talking to us today, and good luck for the next year especially.
Thanks very much, Dave. Thank you.
Take care. That was Alistair from the National Council for Metal Detecting. So again, now there's a small issue. We're in the main marquee at Detectival, which is good because it's absolutely red outside. It's being silly like something like 26 degrees, but there's copious amounts of little money spiders and such like keep dropping on my head and crawling down my back. So our next little attendee today is John. Not John. It's not John. No, it's not John. I thought he'd give me the thumbs up, but he gave me the thumbs down straight away. So we're walking over now to the Garrett stand. Now this is a Garrett stand of difference. This is the Garrett metal detectors users from Holland and Belgium. Fantastic little tombola we've got on today, where I actually won some nice little cleaning equipment and such like. And this is, I'll be talking to today, Frank Kroon from Team Garrett, Netherlands.
Yes.
Nice to meet you, Frank.
Hello.
So, we're the Big Metal Detecting Podcast. We're going live now, talking to listeners from all over the world. So, how's Detectival for you?
It's a great event. It's a great event, and we're very proud to be here and with our stand. And it's nice weather, and it's perfect.
So tell us a little bit more about Team Garrett Netherlands, when it was formed, how long it's been running and such like.
Yes. Well, that's a short story. I played flugelhorn in a fanfare band for 35 years, and in 2015 I stopped playing music. I thought it would be time for a new hobby. So I bought my Garrett Eurorace metal detector, and after half year, I thought maybe it's nice to start a Facebook page for all Garrett users in Holland and Belgium. So I did, and now we have 2,700 members on the Facebook page. We have our own search team, 13 members. Every 6 till 8 weeks we go, one day we go hunting, detecting for one day, and now we're here.
And it's
we
fantastic.
have our own merchandise, our own team clothing.
And you look great. It all looks fantastic. Now, obviously, you arrived late last night because I sat in my chair watching you all set up.
We leave Holland yesterday morning at 8 o'clock, and we were
about
10:30. We were here.
Yeah, so
It was dark.
setting up in the dark via torches and car lights.
Yes. But we sleep well, and tomorrow at 6 o'clock we started here making our stand.
Yeah,
in the
which
main
is
market.
a great tombola. Lots of Garrett goodies to be won.
Yeah, lots of and own merchandise. We have unique steel protectors for at the steel of the detector, where your cable can. You understand?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, so it's a Velcro and material that goes around the middle of the stem to protect the wiring system on there.
And we have our own caps from Team Garrett. We have our own sponsor, Koistra Detectors from the Netherlands is our sponsor. And we have lots of support from Garrett America.
Brilliant.
Yes.
So, people would like to learn more about the Garrett team, Netherlands and Belgium.
Yeah.
How can they find out more?
They can visit us on Facebook, Garrett Metal Detector Users Holland, Belgium, and even on Instagram. And we have our YouTube channel, which we are building up now.
That's fantastic. And what I'll do during the day, I'll share via the Archaeology and Metal Detecting Magazine Facebook page, I'll share your group so people can obviously find it easier.
That's great. Super.
So have a great rest of the weekend. It's been a pleasure to meet you.
Yes.
And obviously we'll see each other in passing more so during the weekend.
And success with your group.
Thank you very much, Frank.
And all the listeners.
Thank you very much.
Have a nice day.
Cheers, Frank. Take care. Now, good friend of ours, Blackadder, ADA. Let you choose yourself. Nathan from Blackadder ADA. How are you?
Blackadder. How's it going, everybody?
Not Blackadder to be accused of Rowan Atkinson, of course.
No, definitely different.
So, the weekend, we've got a wide range of tools for people to buy, and one thing in particular that obviously is mine.
We've got a new release of the collaboration with the Searcher magazine. We've previously released the red version of our Searcher knife, the Spartan knife. We've just released it yesterday, the stainless steel version. So same construction, really robust hand digging tool in brushed stainless steel, and a really competent tool to go out in the field with. We've also got quite a special raffle prize.
My raffle prize.
Yeah, dream on. No, it could be. We're selling tickets, £5 a strip, and we've got a really cool one-off, which is a bronze axe, weighs a ton, look quite nice on someone's mantelpiece, I'm sure.
It's a good metre-long shaft. It's got the leather in it, which it looks like you found because I think you dropped it yesterday.
Yeah, we did drop it in. So some kind soul handed it in.
And obviously the cast for you, the bronze head, which I'm right in saying your dad had something to do with the design.
Yeah, it's actually, we made the pattern ourselves and got it forged locally in the Black Country where our factory is. And there's only 2 of these in existence, so it's really, really special.
It certainly is. Now, for anybody wishing to find more about Blackadder, got it right, look,
yeah,
see
got it.
There. And believe me, there are some fantastic tools available. For me, personally, I've utilised other tools, and I can't speak highly enough of the Blackadder product. So if you are interested, obviously, in the Blackadder product, where can they find out more?
Blackadder.com.
Simple. So we're hoping Nathan will be coming on in the coming weeks on the podcast when we launch on the weekly show, which is hopefully a Sunday night. And obviously we'll talk again about more of the history, about what's coming in the future, etc., and certain tools.
Absolutely. We've got lots of things in the development pipeline, so looking forward to sharing it with Dave and the team.
Excellent. Thank you, my friend.
Okay.
Have a marvellous rest of Detectival.
Thank you.
So that was Nathan from Blackadder, pronounced correctly, and I promise I won't ever forget that again, because quite simply we like Rowan Atkinson. So now we're off to the XP stand. Very, very good friend of ours, Mr. Gary Cook. He's going to be giving you an update from the Rodney Cook rally last week, hopefully. So he'll be able to discuss where funds are at the moment. And we're getting attacked by Mr. Richard Lincoln. It's a bit of it. I tell you, if people who aren't at Detectival, it's an absolutely massive event, as well as all the internal stalls. Outside we've got Fisher, Joan Allen, Detecting Innovations, Crawford Metal Detectors. Minelab are doing something absolutely massive with the launch of their thing. We've got the Stage, the Travelling Pub Company, LP Detecting, Noctum Macro, the Searcher. We have the Finds Tents, lots of food things, including Foodie Doodies, which I've actually had a meal named after myself, which is nice. Medieval Reenactors, XP Metal Detectors, Regtons, Quest and Rootus. So there's something for everybody. one of the other things is there's a bushcraft team development shooting, axe throwing, archery and crossbow shooting company. They've got the things there for you to try your longbow skills, axe throwing, etc. So I'm just mulling around for a moment while Mr. Cook finishes chatting with somebody he's with at the moment. In the meantime, I'm actually I finish chatting, and I'm going to interrupt the little conversation that's going on at the moment. And I've got 3 friends of mine: Jet Ski John,
hello,
Jackie Smith, and Digger Dawn. How are you, Digger Dawn?
I'm alright, thanks, Dave. Just having a relax in the sun.
And why not?
She's just signing autographs.
I'll sign it all.
Been attacked from all angles.
What do you want me to say? Say anything you want. It's Jackie Smith. So Jackie Smith's YouTube channel is Jackie Smith. Her partner John Titchens is Jet Ski John.
2006.
2006. Yes, I always forget something. John, are you ever find Detectival?
It's a brilliant social event, to be honest with you. Myself, personally, I haven't been metal detecting today because I've just been mingling with these lovely, wonderful people, seeing all these great stands, meeting lovely people from all around the globe. You can't get much better. I'd rather do this than go on any holiday anywhere in the world. It's the best ever.
And the weather, what have we got here?
It is amazing. It's a bit warm, but obviously I'd rather have it warm than being raining. So yeah, it's a good weekend all around for us, yeah.
And I've heard, I don't know if many other people have heard, I know there's been a few bits of gold up. I know there's been a gold, not sovereign, I can't remember what the coin was, but Sulmot beat you earlier. He told me there's a few bits of gold been up anyway, so at least the fines are coming up.
Yeah. I heard someone about a hoard before, but I believe it was just a joke, a hoax. Yeah,
I heard something, but I won't comment.
No.
So, John, people can find you on YouTube.
Yes.
And take it you're going to be doing a Detectival edition.
Yes, I've been filming a lot of people. A couple of these Garrett lads here who come out from the States, everyone, and Dawn as well, and Jackie, and everyone else. Yeah, so it's brilliant. We are going to go detecting in a short while or before all the action starts later, so yeah.
Brilliant,
looking forward
brilliant.
to it. Thank you.
So I'm going to Jackie, you've just heard John talk. He just talks randomly. He does that anyway, so it's quite simple. So I'll tell you what, first and foremost, we'll ask you about your YouTube site.
It's just a small channel. Subscribe to Thomas here and Dawn and John.
Yeah.
So,
how are you? Are you alright?
I
just have fun.
YouTube
is fun and we can meet people.
Yeah.
I'll go over to somebody else here. I don't know your name, unfortunately.
Thomas.
I'm Thomas 29 and I come from France.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. And I have a YouTube channel like Jackie.
And the name of that is?
Domus, DOMUS, and 29. Domus 29.
And of course, it's got it written on a hat, so I'm fine and dandy and can see that brilliantly. So, how are you enjoying the event this weekend?
Oh, it's fantastic. We meet nice people from all the world, like Jackie, Digadon, Jet Ski John, and plenty of even French people from France. I'm alone with my car, but it's a 5th Detectival. I was at Spring Detectival last April, but it's a 4th time I come here, and I come every September in England during 1 week, and I stay here at Detectival, and I'm very, very happy to be here this year, and we have very, very nice weather.
It's beautiful, it's
perfect. Yeah. It's very, very beautiful. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, and it's very nice to meet you.
Yeah.
If you pop along in there later, we've got some magazines, and you can take some magazines off us, and you can see my name on there. So thank you again.
Great.
So it's Domus, DOMUS 29 on YouTube.
Yeah, on YouTube channel. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Domus.
See you soon, Dave.
So we've got a kidnap Noel. Dawn's having pictures taken with people at the moment. So obviously we had. Look at this. Dawn's got her own pictures. I haven't got a picture. Have you got a picture?
Yeah, we've got signed pictures.
I want a signed picture.
You want a signed picture?
You want a signed picture?
I want a signed picture. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to interject here, and we've got a young person here, a young metal detectorist, and I'm going to interview you. Okay. So what's your name?
Willow.
Willow. Cool name. One of my favourite films is called Willow. And Mummy says that's what you were named after. How old are you, Willow?
8.
8. And have you been out with a metal detector?
Yeah.
Have you found anything?
Silver.
That's more luckier than I am. I'm so jealous. Are you having a good weekend?
Yeah.
And is Mummy behaving?
No.
Mummy's saying no too. Willow, it's been a pleasure to meet you. Have a good day. And I'm gonna rob Dawn off you for a minute. Is that okay? No.
Oh, she wants. She's my new daughter,
The
aren't
new
you?
daughter?
Yeah.
So I'll briefly talk to Dawn. Hello, Digger Dawn.
Hiya.
Are you having a good weekend?
Yeah, I am. It's fantastic, yeah.
Weather's nice.
I can't believe how the sun actually has come out like this when it's been raining all week. It's fantastic.
Have you been out and about yet?
Yeah, I've been out for about 2 hours before I went over to them fields over there and had a wander.
Like, can I just say, when you're talking to a microphone, no one can see where you're pointing.
You know me, I always point at things when I'm on the radio. I'll tell you it was that big.
How big's that?
Yeah, anyway, so we've been up there, had a good wander around. I've only managed to find a couple of musket balls, though I've not had any silver yet. But I'm hopeful that I will find some before the event's over.
Well, I've been reliably informed that there has been several items of gold popped up, so
Is there?
that's nice. Yeah, I can't remember exactly what because it was in passing with Mark, so there you go.
Gold coins?
Yes, gold coins.
Right, I need to go there and find some.
You need to go out instead of talking to people.
I do. The trouble is when I'm over there, I mean, I have so many people come and say hi, and I can't get in the zone, you know, so...
And you get to take Willow with you today now as well.
But that's why I come here, to be honest with you, because I love meeting people, everybody that I've met on Facebook, you know, all them people and all the names, and you get to come and say hi to them and put a face to a name, it's brilliant, you know, yeah.
So we're representing Team Garrett this weekend also?
Yeah, Team Regton Garrett.
Team Regton Garrett.
Team Regton Garrett, yeah.
Of course, and I haven't seen if Nigel's here, yes?
Yeah,
No?
he is.
Yes?
I've just been talking to him a minute
I've not
ago,
seen
he's
him
here.
yet. Well, I'll find him at some
He's in his new super-sized tent.
And it is a sexy tent at that.
It's like the Trafford Centre, it's so large. Have you been to the Trafford Centre?
I've been to the traffic light. How big is it?
What, the traffic is that big?
No, not the traffic. Digger Dawn, a pleasure as ever, and I'll see you in a bit and
All
let
right,
you crack
then.
on with Willow.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you very much. So I think Gary's still talking. We're going to try and interject, see if he's ready. Here he is.
Dave, how are you?
How are you? Okay.
I'll just move out the way.
Our good friend Gary Cook. How are you, Gary?
I'm fine, thank you, Dave. Not too bad. Bit tired.
Noticed the new microphone that works.
Yeah, this is a lot better, isn't it? I can talk into it. So yeah, very, very good. Very good.
How's the weekend going?
Very hot. But it's actually a relief to actually not have quite so much stress is what I did last week. Obviously I'm helping out XP metal detectors, which I do every year at Detectival. You know, just helping people on the stand and things like that if they need anything. Sometimes I'm sort of get in the way really, so I come away and sort of reflect on things. But how can you? Yeah, it's a lovely weekend. The sun's shining. People out in the fields detecting. I don't think I'm going to get out myself this weekend, but I'm too tired anyway.
Would you believe what's just happened to me?
What's happened to you?
I used to have my dad's 1970s when I used to go metal detecting with him, C-Scope 600 series. Unfortunately, that got somewhat stolen from me. And a good friend of mine, I'm going to have to give him a shout out, Mr. Alex Savage, who will be coming on, has actually brought me one and gifted me one.
Oh, how nice. I remember you showing me that photo last weekend. And it was when you were detecting with your dad when you were a little boy.
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah, and it's sort of maybe brought it back to you then, a few memories.
Gary, I was very emotional at points, and not only did he bring it wasn't in the best condition, but I'm next to the C-Scope stall, and would you believe C-Scope have fixed it for me?
Fantastic. So you're going to get out in the fields and try it and bring it back?
I'm at least going to go on the test beds and have a play with my little C-Scope.
Bring back a few memories for you, mate, eh?
Well, Dad's not here, but he'll be something for him anyway, so...
well, you're speaking to the right man who knows all about your dad's not here.
Well,
so, yeah. But yeah, as I say, this weekend for me now is a reflection on last weekend, and then get Detectival out of the way, and believe it or not, it's system go for the Rodney Cook 2020. I've got a meeting with a landowner next week, and one rally ends and another one begins. So.
And regarding the Rodney Cook Memorial Rally, our current grand total being...
Well, we were pretty accurate when we said last week 35,000. I don't think we're gonna go a lot different to that. But even if we don't surpass the 35, what an amazing amount of money raised by a fantastic group of people for an amazing charity that we were raising money for last week. You know, the Click Sergeant, the Children's Leukemia and Cancer, the Cancer Care Ward at the Bath Royal United, and the Starlight. And speaking as somebody who was there, like you know how emotional that weekend was, and what it means to me, my family, and my detecting friends and everybody involved in organising the Rodney Cook, and you guys especially, you know, for the amazing job that you did with the magazine, and huge thanks to Luke and you for doing such an amazing job to help me get it off the ground with all your advertising and things. But you were there personally, and you know, I think it brought tears to your eyes as well, Dave, didn't it?
It did. I'm proud to say that it did bring tears to my eyes. There was a lot went on, a lot said, and it was very, very emotional, especially on the Saturday night.
Exactly. When what I try to install at the Rodney Cook is that feeling of family togetherness. Stay away from the commercial side of metal detecting. You know, we've said this before. You know, when you've interviewed me before. Move away from my detectives better than your detective. The Rodney Cook Rally is all about a community of like-minded people, all in the same hobby, who can come together and do an amazing thing. And if people want to look at it in a different point of view, we are there for one reason only, and that is to try and help other people, to raise money for people who cannot get out in the fields like we can, and for all people suffering with cancer. You know, when I saw my dad go through what he went through, that's what inspired me to do something, and I thought, well, how can I do it? And the Rodney Cook was born from a tragedy. It was born from something horrible, but something good has come from it, to the point now where, you know, you've heard me say this many, many times, I'm sure people are bored of it now, but it's grown in 2 years to the size that it is, and next year it's even going to be bigger, and you guys are going to be there, and we can raise even more money. And do you know, if all goes to plan next year, in 3 years we could have hit the £100,000 mark for charity. What an amazing thing that this hobby can do. If we work together, this hobby can do so much good, and we get so much bad press sometimes. You know, we get told that we're, you know, nighthawkers, or we're thieves, or we're treasure hunters, but actually the Rodney Cook Rally shows that we're not like that at all. We are a good bunch.
Not only at the Rodney Cook did we obviously made, or yourself and then the team made a fantastic figure of money, but each and every individual knew how important it was to tell the Portable Antiquities scheme about fines of consequence as well. So everything went as it should do, and everybody involved done what legally and morally they should.
Yeah, everything is obviously done the right way. Unfortunately, the flow just couldn't be there that weekend, but we insisted that everybody record their fines with their local flows. So, you know, as far as we know, everything is, you know, most fines that were found at the Rodney Cook are going to be recorded with the Portable Antiquities scheme. We had some amazing fines made, you know. Since last weekend, I've been sent pictures from people of fines that were made on the Sunday afternoon that didn't get into the fines cabinet. You know, we've had a fantastic saucer bowl mount, a Saxon bowl mount. It looks like a brooch, but it's actually been ID'd as a Saxon bowl mount. We've had a couple of Saxon pennies that were sent to us. A really, really nice hammered coin that is a European one that nobody seems to be able to ID at the moment. So, you know, there is some amazing finds sort of made last weekend, but on top of that, I think the most amazing thing was the amount raised for some good causes, and long may it continue. Now, my stress levels go through the roof, but now I can now I've had a chance to sit back and reflect, I can actually think, you know, what an amazing thing. And before I go, the one thing I want to say is, people who follow the Rodney Cook Rally on Facebook would have seen a post that we put up, which we felt compelled to do, and it was a picture of the rally camping field after everybody had left, and we compared it to a camping field from a music festival, and you look it up and you'll see the difference. Our camping field completely immaculate, just as it was, how they arrived. Nothing, all the rubbish from the fields, all put into the bins, into the skips. The field looked just as it was when the day they arrived, and then this field that we compared it to, full of rubbish.
Yep, I've seen it, and I actually did see people walking along picking up scraps of rubbish that had been, I don't know, accidentally dropped in, and putting them in the bin themselves. And
I just want to thank, if anybody's listening who attended Dad's Rally last weekend, I want to thank you all for such an amazing job that you all did. You know, I'm so proud of each and every one of you. To actually, you know, the whole filling was immaculate. The fields were left in an amazing condition. The camping field was, in fact, the landowner who owns the camping field rang me, and he said to me, Gary, I just want to say you guys were all fantastic. You were amazing. And I cannot believe how little there is of rubbish. You guys are a there was credit to the metal detecting world, and everybody who attended last week, thank you so much. I am so proud of you, because literally you were all amazing, and it was a fantastic weekend, and long may it continue, and let's keep doing it. Let's keep raising money for charity, and let's keep showing the world that metal detecting, we're not a bad bunch of people really. We're a good like-minded bunch, and if we all club together and we work together, we can achieve something incredible with the Rodney Cook, and that's what I'm trying to build.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Gary Cook from XP and the Rodney Cook Memorial Rally. It's been a pleasure as ever. We will speak again, obviously, in the near future. So thank you again.
Yeah, and just obviously come over to the XP stand. There's lots going on. You've got Gary Blackwell from XP there. You've got guys from XP themselves. You've got Alan from XP. The new XP video, the new XP promotional video is up and running. So come on over, have a chat with the guys. If you've got any problems with your machines, if you've got any programs you want put in, come on over to the XP stand. The guys are willing, they're all there to help you. Make the most of it when you can, because you don't see them very often. They only come over once a year. So as I say, guys, if you use a Deus, if you use an XP machine, now's your time to come over and talk to the experts, because they're here. And as I say, Gary Blackwell, the XP guru, go and see him. If you want him to put any programs in for you, he's here now. Make the most of it, because obviously it's a unique opportunity to actually come and chat to the people who make the machines. So if you've got any problems at all, come on over.
That's brilliant. And I'm just looking around, Gary. I can see the video, brilliant. And there must be 20 people here at the moment, obviously discussing the machines, obviously trying to get more information, and obviously each and every one looks very happy with it.
Yeah, you've got the new video up and running, so come and have a watch. It's quite an inspirational video, actually. It's fantastically made. It's actually it's not really an advert, it's a short film, but it's absolutely brilliant. And they've obviously got the new XP backpack, which is being launched as well. That should be available in the new year. It's a great backpack. It's got everything on it that you could possibly need. It's got waterproof pockets to put your mobile phone and your wallet in. It's got a fines pouch attached. It's got an attachment for your probe. It's got somewhere to put your stems and your spare coils. It's got literally somewhere to even put your spade. It's like a little pack that fits on your back, but you'd be amazed what you can get in it. Drinking bottles, food, supplies. So if you're going out into the field for the day and you don't want to go back to your car, the backpack will give you everything that you need, and it will give everything that you can possibly wish. Spare coils, as I said before. So it's an amazing little thing. Come over and have a look at it. You're going to love it. And as I say, any problems with your machines, any niggles, if you want a program put in, come on over, chat to the guys from XP, because they're here to help.
It is the Batman utility belt of the metal detecting world.
Absolutely, that's a perfect pseudonym to use it. A Batman utility belt from the metal detecting world. It's brilliant.
You can have that.
Yeah, I'll take that off you, Dave. That's brilliant. Honestly, if there's nothing this backpack can't do, really, apart from find you where all the gold is.
Gary, a pleasure as ever, and I'll speak to you in the coming weeks.
No problem, Dave. It's good to speak to you again, mate. Take care.
Thanks. So that's Gary Cook at the Team XP stand. Looking for my colleague Luke so he can point out who I'm going to be talking to next. And he's in communication with Mr. Kevin Whitmore and Mr. Gary Blackwell. So Luke, who we're talking to next?
Mr. Blackwell.
It's Mr. Blackwell. Gary, a pleasure as ever.
Hello, Dave. We're talking about Rolexes at the minute. We're comparing Rolex watches, so we're a little bit flash today.
Yeah, or Bolex.
Yeah, Bolex. Yeah.
Right. See you then. Bye.
I bought this Rolex off Cookie a week ago, and it loses on average 3 hours a day. So I just said to Kev, what's the time? Because it feels like 5 o'clock, and this is saying 1. So anyway, let's crack on. How are you doing, boy?
I'm fantastic. How's yourself?
Yeah, I'm living the dream. We're having a fantastic time here. We've got a brand new XP video running in the background. That's showing the XP factory. That's the first time cameras have ever been in the XP factory, so it's quite unique. Also, it's just gone live on the XP YouTube channel, so drop over there if you get a chance and have a look.
And if not, obviously we'll drop that onto the Archaeology and Metal Detecting Magazine Facebook page, or put your links there anyway, as it does look fantastic. And Gary was just telling us about what I've called the Batman utility belt of the metal detecting community.
Absolutely, the rucksack is absolutely brilliant. We've been working on this for a couple of years now, and it's not just your average rucksack, as you can see. It's got several compartments, it's got something for everything there. You can put your 2 detectors in there, your sandwiches, your kids, everything's going to go in there, and it's made out of top quality mountaineering material. You know, we've got a good company in working on this project. So we've got 5 prototypes out on test at the moment. So far feedback's really, really good.
You just suggested having the children in a backpack, and you're the first person I'm going to say this to. How many children are here?
Well, we're all kids really, aren't we? Let's face it.
But children of a school age, there are absolutely loads here this weekend. Yeah. It's a big on family event.
It is. Detectival always has been for the family. It's really good to see the young uns coming into the hobby, you know, and for me as a father, spending time with my young son all them years ago detecting, it was kind of bonding, you know. It's character building as well, and also my dad, when he was with us, I used to go out detecting with him quite a lot, so we didn't have the best of relationships until we started detecting together, and it all sort of changed. So this hobby is responsible for quite a lot of good things. Even now, on my dad's birthday, I try and take his detector out for a day.
Do you know, I've just told Gary, Alex Savage, he knows a story of mine. My dad had a C-Scope 600 series. That's how I started into metal detecting in the 1970s when I was yay big. And Alex knows the story of how it disappeared, and he's brought me one.
Fantastic. Wow. How good is that?
And not only did he bring me one, C-Scope have fixed it so it's fully working order, so I'm going to test bed it later.
Brilliant. What a fantastic story. Yeah, and I see C-Scope have got their new machine coming out, the Evo.
Yeah, we've had a play of that. We've done a few videos, and it looks great.
Looks quite good. We've got the Simplex and the Vanquish as well being released today. What's your money on? You're sitting on the fence, Dave. You're gonna get splinters.
I'll be totally honest, Gary. I currently use the Roots Salter 71. It's my machine of choice currently, but last week at the Rodney Cup Memorial Rally, I went along to the Regton's tent specifically to feel the weight, because we spoke about me being bad back, getting down, etc., to feel the weight of the dais, and the Orcs was put in my hand, and I think I may have found the future of metal detecting in my hands.
It's a good machine. It's really, really popular, and we've got the ORX specialist here. He stood next to me, and he's a guy called Kevin Whitmore. So Kev, come and have a chat with these guys, mate.
Hi guys.
So this is Kevin Whitmore from both XP Orcs Group, and also Metal Detecting Media Facebook group.
That's the one.
And obviously, Kev, I am a technophobe. Everybody knows I'm a technophobe. So when it comes to a machine, and we've talked about the dais in the past, but the Orcs, it's the dais, but for people like me.
Yeah, easier to operate, and for me too. I was exactly the same as you. I'm 53, I'm not very good with buttons. I've been out of the country for a while, come back, wanted to get back into detecting again after some 5 or 6 years out of it. Obviously looked at the dais, everybody loves the dais is a legend as a machine, but again, lots of programs, lots of buttons, iPhone's my limit. There was the ORX, picked it up, and I just took to it straight away, and that was about 12 months ago, and really haven't looked back since. We've got a little group on Facebook, XP ORX UK Detecting, which has grown and grown and grown now, and I see a lot of guys my age group who obviously like detecting, and the machine suits them the same as you and me, so it's perfect for that. You can use it on the beach in the summer, at the top of the beach. I had a go the other day, lovely, found a few coins, paid for some ice creams for the kids, and yeah, it's great. So I'm sure you'll get along fine with it.
So that was Kevin Whitmore. Anything else? How was your weekend at Detectival anyway, Kevin?
Excellent. Yeah, it's first for me. A lot of people here, a lot to take in. Just walking. I just had another walk around. I've been walking around about 3 or 4 times this morning, and every time I go around I see something different. Yeah, very interesting stuff. And as Gary just said, we've got this lovely new video now. We've got a lovely new rucksack on the stand, which is just phenomenal. I'm going to have to treat myself to one of them unless they give me one. I don't know what my chances are, but Gary would probably pull rank there.
And we're getting a thumbs down from Gary.
As we always do, I'm the poor relation, so when he's finished with something, I get it.
Well, obviously, I mean, myself, there's so many stalls I want to go and look at. The Fisher stall, I want to go and spend time looking at that. I want to come over and spend, but we've been so busy ourselves, so I will get at some point, I will get around and play with things
you
again.
need to go and have a look at the reenactment guys just over the other side there. I don't know if you've been over there yet.
Yeah, we went over this morning, done a little bit of video, chatted to a few people, but we're going to do, when they're doing their some of their battles and such like later, we're going to be doing...
Me and Gary have got our eye on the axe on the Black Ada stand. I don't know if you've seen it, it's up for raffle.
Unfortunately, you'll find that's mine.
No, that's mine and Gary's. We're going to go and take them on, those guys.
No, I'm sorry, it's definitely mine. This has already been discussed.
Okay, mate, I'll concede
none of us
you're bigger than me.
None of us are going to win
like
it.
a Viking, actually. I can see you swinging that axe around.
Do you know, yeah, I saw him last night, but I haven't seen him today, the metal detecting Viking.
Yeah, I saw him last night. Frightened the life out of me in the dark, yeah. Have you seen him today?
I haven't seen him today, but he'll be around and he must be bloody hot in that robe.
He hasn't been arrested yet.
Here every year. Kevin, it's been a pleasure.
And you, Dave, yeah, and you too. And I hope you're getting right with your RX. If you don't, you know where we are.
Certainly do. Gary Blackwell, it's been a pleasure as always.
Thanks, guys. We'll have a beer later on.
Yep.
We certainly will. Well, I won't because I don't drink. I'm walking away now. Thank you very much. So yeah, we're popping along now to the reenactments. We've done a little video on YouTube Live before. We spoke to a few people, and Alistair's on his way out detecting. So people are getting out, and as well as doing the stalls, people are getting out in the fields as well. So yes, we've got there's another group here that we haven't discussed. Goldsy. Goldsy is the official Detectival merch stall, so you'll be able to get some of that. They do lots of things in France. I know there's been a lot of people who've got bits and bobs from in the UK, and here we are now. You'll have to remind me, I know Ancient Wessex, is that correct?
Ancient Wessex Network, yes. We are a group of ancient technology practitioners, I suppose you could call us. We work with the old techniques of bronze casting, and Will at the moment is casting tin into cuttlefish. We've got other members that are flint nappers and jewellery workers and potters, and we're here just to demonstrate what we do as bronze casters and tin casters, and we've got a display of our bronze work that represents the stuff from the Bronze Age.
Now, for people who obviously haven't heard of you before, there's, I take it, social media and websites they can get in touch with you or look at your work on YouTube and such like.
Yeah, we tend to publicise the events we do on Facebook. So Ancient Wessex Network CIC is our Facebook page, and our website is kind of a bit boring, so we don't tend to bother with that, but it is up there.
Well, what we'll do, we'll advertise the Facebook account, we'll find that, and we'll put that on the Archaeology and Metal Detecting Magazine Facebook page, and then obviously people can visit via there.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, and see all the places we go to, all the things we do.
Now I'm looking at your store. We've got lots of we've got swords, we've got axes, but I think for me, I'm very close to putting one of them skulls under my jumper.
Yeah, this is a collection of things that I've picked up over the years. So there's a horse skull from the top of a Welsh mountain. There's a wild boar jaw, some pigs, foxes, and some deer as well. Yeah.
And we can't leave children unattended here because they...
You've seen my sign.
They may explode while you are away.
Yeah, it's just one of our... It keeps people interested. Put a few jokes on the front, but what we like to tell people about is how bronze was made and what it does, and how sophisticated people were 3,000 years ago. You know, the stuff that they could do then that we still don't understand how they did it. You know, they were so sophisticated. You know, the swords in particular. It's a particular alloy of bronze that they have made especially, and then cast. It's a really difficult process casting bronze swords, and then when you take it out of the mould, you then work hard on the edges, so the edges become hard and sharp, but the middle stays flexible. And they could do this 3,500 years ago. Amazing.
I mean, I work in the JCB.
Right.
So basically we use an age hardener there, which is obviously a modern process, but for for me to hear that, I know about the age hardening of certain areas of that, given ancient technologies as we call them, that's quite fascinating.
Yeah, I guess with modern JCBs and things, it's heat derived. You harden things with heat and temper it that way.
It's heat and then basically cold water to cool it down straight away.
Yeah, with bronze you can't do that. You can't use heat at all. You've got to cold forge them, because when you get things hot, when you get bronze hot, it becomes hot short, which means that it crumbles into its crystals. So you have to wait until the whole thing is cast and cool, and you cool it slowly, and then you work harden it with a hammer. And you can make it up to 6 times harder with a hammer, but not big heavy lumps. You've got to do it with a ball peen hammer.
That's absolutely fascinating. Now, your stall, you've got numerous bits and bobs. People able to purchase things?
Yeah, I've got bangles and bracelets and pendants and things. My colleague over there has got some silver rings and some Viking knit jewellery necklaces. So yeah, people can come to buy them if they want. They don't have to. They just come and talk about it, which is great. It's what we're here for.
So obviously people do support you to buy something. It obviously goes all the way around and back into the ancient Wessex network.
Definitely, yeah. We're actually a CIC, so it's a community interest company, which means that all the profits that we make go into the company and then are shared out. Yeah.
Marvellous. Well, it's been fascinating to talk to you. I can't thank you enough for telling me about the bronze. That was so interesting. And it's great to see all the different ancient varieties that you've got showing here, and obviously the I take it it's the tin in the thing over there that's warming up to be made into.
Yeah, Will's got some tin in the fire in the ladle that he's pouring into cuttlefish. So yeah, that melts around 300, so it's easy to pour and easy to melt. But yeah, we'll be doing some bronze casting later, and we'll see if we can cast some on that. Maybe you can get a video of that later, but we'll see.
Fantastic. I've done a video this morning. I spoke to one of your colleagues, and hopefully I'll be able to pop back later and catch you just in time.
Okay, yeah, sure.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
And you.
Have a good day.
Bye.
So that was the Ancient Wessex Network, which you can find on Facebook, Ancient Wessex Network CIC. And we have, the next area is quite the village. Lots of, look at them. I know you can't look at them, but some fantastic accents that have been obviously forged. Look absolutely stunning. We've got people weaving, we've got people flint knapping, there's all sorts going on. So, here I am again, excuse me, don't want to step on anything. And here we have...
Louise Archer.
And Louise, you are from?
I'm from Cambridgeshire.
And the group, the reenactment group we're here with?
The local group is called Whitmerum, but we're part of a national society that's called Regia Anglorum. And we do Viking Age reenactment in Britain and the islands and countries surrounding Britain of the time.
Marvellous. So this weekend, tell me what you've got going on.
Oh, we've got lots of crafts going on. There's some people doing textile work down there. We've got an authentic wagon wheel that one of our members built. I'm doing some textile work myself. My husband, who's currently just gone to get a coffee, he's doing some antler work. We've got some helmets being made over there, and probably some other things that I haven't even seen myself yet.
And I'm jealous of each and every bit that's here. If I had the money, I'd have a piece of everything. So I take it you're going to be doing some maybe not you personally, but some reenactment this weekend as well.
And there'll be a bit of fighting. So we've got a little arena here opposite our camp. So some of our more enthusiastic younger members will be doing some fighting, and the rest of us will be doing crafts. We're also going to be cooking our dinner here later and sleeping here tonight in our tents. So yes.
Well, if you need somebody to hold a shield while they get battered, I'm certainly put my services your way.
I'm not sure. Does anybody know what time we're doing the next battle?
Yes, we're very
probably this afternoon at some point. There'll probably be something going on in the arena.
There will be a battle, so we'll try and get down a video.
It'll be more of a skirmish, probably. We haven't got the numbers for a battle today.
I'm sure we could get some people dragged in, but we'll certainly try and get down later and put a live video on the Archaeology and Metal Detecting Magazine Facebook page. And obviously to all yourselves, we do put free magazines out there up in the main tent, so if you wander through you can get some of them, and obviously it'd be nice to do something in your future for the magazine or the website.
Yep, no, that sounds all great.
So now we're going to somebody else who is
Roland Williamson.
I'm Roland. I nearly stepped on a bellow, but you
nearly did. I just thought I'd make sure you didn't trip over it by accident. So go on, you were asking.
Yes, we were having a great weekend, obviously. Lots going on, reenactments. From your perspective, how is it for the community to give them this opportunity to see?
Well, for those that are interested, I think I'm not suggesting that for one moment that in the fields they're going to automatically find a sword or anything like that, or a helmet, things like that. But we've got the little trivial little bits and bobs, the kinds of things that you do tend to find. Little bits of rivet which are broken free and disappeared into the plough soil at some point, and just little dress fastenings and things like that. And here, they get to see them in context, which I guess is a reminder that they did come off something that was real 3D. It belonged to somebody at some point. It's the context. It really is that. And equally, it allows people to handle the items because they're replicated. And obviously that means that they can handle them because they're modern. There's no risk of them breaking. So they can grasp something made of solid silver here and examine how the catch works and things like that, which invariably on a brooch that you might find, it was the catch that failed. That's the reason it fell into the plough soil and was lost, however many years ago.
And via that, obviously, each and every individual that does handle either one of the tools will obviously learn more about what that tool, what that implement, what that item was used for.
Indeed, and all the peculiarities of the way they managed life 1,000 years ago, so that here, going back to the combs, there's no vice here. Saws are difficult to utilise, again, because saws are very difficult to make. Lots of things are riveted together. There's no glue involved in it. It just flags up all these little pitfalls that were utterly normal for a person 1,000 years ago, but today look rather unusual and weird. And even the use of antler rather than plastics, of course. Antler somewhat being, I would say that it was in fact a totally renewable source. It's utterly organic, for that matter, but just as good as plastics for that particular purpose. I've got knife handles made from it and various things, playing pieces, buckles from bones. So yes, all these things. The variety of life that you might have seen 1,000 years ago is represented here amongst our members.
And it's good for yourself, obviously, for people who do find things from the era that you study, the area you replicate, for you to see things coming out the ground that are original to what you're actually replicating.
Well, I'd say it's more basic than actually. Is you try and stop us talking about the things that we've made. It is that correlation ultimately, they might come back with a little, and obviously some of the chaps around here have got their own little collections of interesting finds. And one chap we saw earlier on has got some Saxon pens, and again you can see from the back of them where the catches failed and the reason that it was found in the field. In modern times. So no, it's lovely to see. In that sense, it really is intriguing. It's nice.
Very, very. Now you've got a bowl in your hand, and a spoon, which I take it are both handmade.
They are. This is made from a cow bone, piece of cow's leg bone.
And to be honest, the spoon that you've just shown me, you're looking at from cows, it looks like wood.
Well, that's mainly because it's stained with tea, to be honest. However, the one thing I can tell you about it, it's replicated from a find in Winchester, from a formal archaeological dig. It has precious little bowl to it. So the one thing you can tell them is that they weren't eating peas with this, or if they did, they mashed them up, or indeed, as the phrase goes, they were sticking them together with honey, because they just all fall off.
Yeah.
But as a spoon, it works. The bowl is made from a piece of ash. It holds my usual remedy of herbal infusion, shall we say, otherwise known as tea. We wouldn't do these things if we didn't have tea and coffee. Frankly, we couldn't manage it in the modern era. And even the linen, that makes up the garments, or the wool that Louise has got here, and you can see just check out the embroidery that she's done.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at the embroidery on the sleeve, and
it's exquisite.
It is beautiful.
It's based on a pattern on a sword hilt.
And
the original pattern is from a sword hilt that was found, I can't remember, it was found in this country, and I copied it off the sword hilt because it dated to the right period.
And it's very intricate and it's very colourful.
Yeah, and it's in fact 1,000 years ago, as far as the Anglo-Saxons were concerned, this was their expression of wealth, was the embroidery, the quality of the fabric, the way it was woven, the density of colour that you might get from the dye and things like that. We'll be doing some dyeing a bit later at some point.
This is madder.
They're very weak madder. Normally, madder is a hedgerow plant these days, and you can get some very intense reds out of it. And the one which is probably the most shocking is one that you quite often see growing in the verges on the motorway and dual carriageways. There's a plant called weld. It gives you, all parts of it give you yellow, from the most astonishing electric yellows. I don't know if you can see that little casket
Yes,
there.
yes, I can, yes.
That's just stunning. Can you imagine going around the streets dressed in something that colour? I don't know whether you can necessarily carry it off, but...
I don't know with my purple beard.
I think it would, yeah, maybe a bit of a clash, but no, it's just astonishing. Here we are, and Ali here, he did his own leggings here. You see?
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
just astonishing. And
all the coloration of everything that everybody's wearing is done with natural ingredients.
Yeah, or its equivalent. I mean, for some people, they want to go that distance and utilise the original plant material. But we're happy to go with equivalents on some. But the weave and everything, we concern ourselves. We are nerds about this subject. It has to be said. We are nerds about it. But ultimately, only by being a nerd can you ultimately get it as close and as correct to the original, so that the presentation that we put on for the general public, let alone clubs like this, is that it allows them to get a much better appreciation of how people looked and presented themselves. And it goes literally top to toe, from the shoes all the way up to the haircuts as well, which everybody will assume is that we're all going to have raging mad hair. But the truth is, the manuscripts don't show that. They show people with very normal haircuts, as you might say. Not necessarily purple beards, but certainly, people went bald back in those days, so they shaved their heads and things like that. They had very trim beards and various things. So yes, it gives them a good feel for all these things. It's rather nice. And in fact, it could well be that what we're eating as well is we're eating authentically as well.
Yeah. Which looks to me pulses, fruits, vegetables.
Nothing too boring. I mean,
and is that a ham, I see?
It is indeed.
And you've cooked that here as well.
I can't swear to that one. No, we haven't done any cooking like that today. But yeah, generally all the food stuffs are the kind of things that they could get. I have to say, it's not gruel. For a lot of people, that was all they ever ate, was gruel with added then either very rough bread into it, things like that. So this is rather upmarket eating. I'm not
middle class,
and a bit more perhaps. Not that we're not eating peacock and things like that, but yeah, that kind of thing.
But if we saw a peacock, we might consider it.
I think I like the way you're going with that. Although a lot of us are very pig obsessed. Bacon is. Yes,
I've got a friend in work who's recently started slaughtering them, and I've got a constant order with him now.
Really?
Yes.
Oh no, go for the they dry stuff for some weeks and things like that, so that it's not watery when it hits the frying pan and things like that.
Oh, yes. I'm a considerable slow cooker enthusiast.
Oh yes, absolutely. So no, it's exquisite. And then of course, by the evening when we're all allowed to kind of wind down and. One thing, sat here around the campfire, all sat around. It's going to be chill tonight. Everybody's except beautiful at the moment, but tonight's going to be a bit on the chill side. So we're going to have a nice fire, sit around, partaking of beer and wine, I should imagine.
And mead.
No, I could get...
there's only me that's got the mead.
Hang on, I'm going to be really boring here. I'm going to ask you, how did they make mead 1,000 years ago without the CO2 trap and keeping it warm at that time of year? For how long?
I've no idea.
It takes some weeks to make mead, doesn't it? Whereas beer, you can make virtually overnight. And so I don't think they ever made mead. They had the word mayod, but I think that meant beer made with honey.
I'm with you. Well, I think I've got
boring but true.
Boring but true. I think I've got my Lancaster mead in the car, so I may partake in a few meads later.
Yeah.
It's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you all, and thank you all, obviously, for your input. And I've learnt a lot, and if I had the time, I could honestly say I'd be sat with you the entire weekend looking and listening.
Thank you very much. It's a very pleasure.
So again, we'll be hopefully looking forward to you some of your skirmishes later.
Indeed,
when we put that live.
We'll find our most enthusiastic youngsters who'll go out and attempt to murder each other.
And I will let you hit me. I'll hold a shield for someone.
That?
I am certain I'll hold a shield for you.
Okay.
So I'll see you later. Thank you very much for all your time. So it's absolutely fantastic information then. And I'm going to hand you over to Luke Higgins now.
Just momentarily. We got another chap as well, Dave, who's just shown me an excellent demonstration on fire making with flint. and he's going to come on the podcast tomorrow and talk about how important fire has been to humankind. So I think he's going to make a very articulate guy. I think he's going to make a great guest tomorrow.
Fantastic. Well, Luke, I'm gonna go off to the beaten track, and I'm going to have a brief look around the Portable Antiquities scheme tent. So the Portable Antiquities scheme obviously are the link between the archaeological and the metal detecting community. It's where the metal detectorists give their finds, record their finds, so obviously everyone see. And obviously this weekend there is a Portable Antiquities scheme in place where people can come and give their finds, and obviously people like me can come and look at them. So lots of nice things in here. You can see some Roman coins, 17th century strap fitting, Georgian drawer cabinet fitting, Hamid coin from an illegal 4th century numerous. So sorry, that was a medieval coin, and all hard at work. Lots going on, obviously people recording their finds. I have heard that there's, obviously for more information on that, if you go to finds.org UK, which is the Archaeological Finds Report and Recording Service. So not much in there at the moment, but people, it's still early in the day, people have popped back for a brew and such like, so we'll crack on. So as I say, not much in there at the moment, but obviously there will be more over the weekend. So next we're off to Nocta Macro, and if we can, we'll be talking to Dilek, who's the representative for Nocta Macro. She's currently teaching somebody how to use one of the machines, and they have this weekend, will hopefully, I think they'll be, well yes they are, they'll be unrivaled, it's a simply unrivaled simplex machine that will be uncovered for the first time. Good afternoon, Dilek.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Good.
How's it going?
Very well, very well. Very exciting.
Exciting.
I'm waiting for 5:30 p.m. We're going to go live on Instagram and Facebook, and we're going to do a little show here, and we're going to present the Simplex.
I can't wait for that. I saw something behind the scenes yesterday because I was here quite early before things got hidden, so I have a small idea.
Okay. So you know what it's going to be all about.
I don't know exactly, obviously,
okay,
and I wouldn't give anything away. So we're going to be introducing the Simplex to the world.
Yes, we're going to be introducing the Simplex to the world, and I'm going to be announcing one more product.
One more product?
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah.
I don't know about this one.
What's that?
I don't know about this one.
No, nobody does.
So here we go. There's some fantastic news coming tonight from Nocta Macro, which obviously, again, we will be covering, and we will put that on the Archaeology and Metal Detecting Magazine Facebook page. Please come up to that. Detectival, how is it?
Beautiful. Well, to be honest with you, last year it was cold and I was freezing. We've got beautiful weather, and we've got so much interest in our new Simplex, so it's been really fantastic for us.
And I've heard, I'm not 100% sure, but I've heard it's on the lower margin scale of the monetary, so it's going to be cheaper compared to a lot of other products on the market currently.
I can clearly say, as of today, there is no product, including the ones that's going to be revealed very soon, along with the Simplex, including those that can, there's nothing out there that can compare to the Simplex at the price point it is at. It's a fully waterproof unit up to 10 feet, and it's got a lot of features, a great depth for an entry level, like priced item. It's going to retail for $299.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's £1 less than I thought.
So we say Simplex is simply unrivaled. Well, and we mean it.
One of my colleagues is studying actually with the Simplex at the moment, Graham Stokes. Briefly, Graham, how do you feel?
Hot.
I meant about the machine.
Oh, the machine's quality, man. I'm just holding it now, and it's a strong machine. Like, it's robust. Like, I'd really think that you could get out in the field and give it a good battering, and it just runs. And it was so simple to use. Till it just went through really quick, and I was like,
and you can use it already.
I could go straight on the field now and detect. It really is simple.
Basically, that's why we called it simplex. We say it's simple enough for the beginner, yet impressive enough for the expert.
And this is the one that last year had the competition for the naming.
No.
Oh no, that's the other one.
That's the next one.
Ah.
Not the one that I'm going to show today. That's for our multi-frequency device, simultaneous frequency device that's going to come out in the future.
I've got you. I'm with you now.
I chose the name for that, but I'm not going to reveal it because everybody might think that it's coming out very soon, which is not. But yeah, that naming competition was for the simultaneous frequency machine. Yeah.
Marvellous. So that obviously coming soon as well. You've got lots
No,
of...
not soon.
Not
No,
soon.
no.
Not soon. In the future.
Yeah.
We've got other lots of bits and bobs. You've got your little scuba kit going on at the weekend here as well.
Yeah. The Pulse Dive, which has been doing great for us. You know, we shipped it almost to every country in the world, and the feedbacks are great. We're actually going to be also doing a raffle today for 2 of our simplexes and our Pulse Dive at our stand after the show. Yeah.
I've got my ticket.
Yeah, there you go.
Dalek, it's been a pleasure as always,
Thank
and we will
you.
speak to you more in the
Pleasure
coming
is mine.
weeks.
Thank you so much. Come watch the show. Don't forget.
Oh, I'm there.
Okay,
We're at the
very
front of the
good.
queue. You take
Take
care.
care, guys. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Graham. So now I'm off to Search Magazine to see Daniel. Search Magazine, obviously one of the on-the-shelves UK magazines. They've got a stall here this weekend. And Dan, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm tired.
Yep.
Because I was up weeing all night, and that keeps me awake. And then I'm red hot now for walking around the field. And do you know, I've not even had a 5-minute stud at any other stall yet because I've not had the chance.
I'll tell you what, the weather's fantastic. We've been out in the fields. We haven't found much ourselves, so we've only had about an hour out there because we're going around chatting to everybody. The atmosphere is fantastic, and I think the weather's just going to get better all weekend. Hopefully the fines do too.
It is red hot. I can't tell people, you know, we're in the middle of September and it's 22, 23, 24 degrees.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got friends that have gone away this weekend on holiday and the weather's not actually very good, and they've all been taking the mick out of me about being here, and I think I've got the last laugh. So there's a lot of entertainment on this afternoon, so we're really looking forward to it, and just we know the weather's going to hold out, so I think we're all going to enjoy ourselves.
Fantastic. Yeah. Now, Search Magazine, how are we doing at the moment? What's going on with that?
Yeah, we're doing fine. We've had some exclusives come over to us already today. Not found here, but people come and see us because it's the only opportunity they actually get. Like I said, so it's really good. We like it. We invite everyone to come onto our stand, have a sit down with us, have a little chat about what they found. We do pay for exclusives. We also give away merchandise for exclusives in the magazine. So the more people that come over, the more interested the magazine makes, and then that's better for our subscribers.
So seeing as I'm interviewing you, obviously giving promotion at some point, I'm going to get a nice little goodie bag out of it.
I'll look after you, mate.
I like you, Dan.
Take care, have a good
and
good
yourself.
Detectival, yeah?
Have a good Detectival.
Yeah, cheers,
Take
guys.
care.
Thanks
Cheers.
a lot.
Dan from the Search Magazine, and I'm only calling them by their first name because there's so many people I keep forgetting the names. So Dan Spencer, Luke's just shouted at me. Now we're coming up to LP, and our good friend Mr. Peter Terrell. I'm going in. It's too warm out here, so I'm going in the shade.
I'll stay sat down then.
And he'll stay sat down. I'd sit on the box, but the weight of me, the box may be no more. Pete, how's it going?
Yeah, very well so far. How's things for you?
It's good now because you're sitting down. I've actually stretched my arms, so it actually felt quite nice then.
That's the most exercise I've seen you do the whole time I've known you, Dave.
That's because you've only actually met me physically 3 times now.
yeah, but you don't do a lot of exercise, though.
I don't do a lot of exercise. Do you know, Pete, I've told a few other people I had a fantastic gift today. Alex Savage came along with me. There's a photograph of me and my dad that's it's on Seascope, it's on our magazine, and you've seen it yourself, me with my dad in the 1970s with a Seascope 600 series, and Dan knows, no, not Dan, Alex knows the story about what's happened, and he's found one and he's brought it along for me today, so that's made my weekend more than any medieval find anything. So how's it going for LP this weekend?
Yeah, really, really good. Feedback's been great. It's just nice to catch up with people that we don't see. So we might see an order come through from them, or we might see an email, but no, it's just nice to put faces to names and catch up with you guys and everyone else that we only see once a year, really.
Well, for us twice a year. We saw you last week.
Yeah, it's becoming a bit too common, really, isn't it?
We've got lots going on. We've got lots of merchandise, lots of machines here for people to pick up and have a little play with, and a fantastic covered area of nice seating as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we are multi-brand, so we try and bring a bit of everything with us, and yeah, it's selling well. We're definitely taking back less than we came with, so that's the aim.
That's the best thing you could ask for.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Should we walk and talk?
you can do what you want. You can come and introduce me to any bits and bobs within the main marquee, as we'll call it. Well, marquee. It's more of a beautiful wigwammy type effect wave thing.
Well, so I was saying last night, whilst we were all sat down having a few beers and enjoying the evening, I don't know if it's my age, but it's quite nice not to be sat right next to the loud music.
Well, to be honest, I think it's the same with me, because I said to Luke, too loud and walking back the car.
Yeah, see, we must be similar ages.
Well, 40. How old am I now? 45.
No, we're not. I'm 39.
Yeah, right. So, obviously, went back to the car and sat and chatted. So that's me and Luke meeting. We've now met twice a year, so we can actually talk about what we're doing with the magazine and the podcast. So, again, it's great to catch up with people and discuss these little things.
Yeah, it is. So do you incorporate your annual general meeting, your board meeting, to Detectival?
We were quite bored by the end of it, yeah.
No, I don't know, you've seemed busy when I've gone over there, and the feedback on the magazines that you've done with the ArcMD this year has been superb.
Well, Luke's worked wonders. I mean, last year it looked more like it was our first time. It looked like a newsletter, but wow, this year it looks like a magazine.
Yeah, no, and I'd agree. And like I said last week, you don't want to peak too early. You need some room to grow. Yeah, so no, it's brilliant. Really, really good. Great feedback.
Yeah, it's great. So tell me about this beautiful covered area and what we've got in there.
Well, apparently it's been called Castle LP. But do you know what? These events, for me, yeah, okay, we sell a few bits, but that's not what it's about for me. It's for catching up with people. So, yeah, nice seating area. We can all chill out. Got a couple of beers in the fridge. And, yeah, it's cool. I like it.
You've got a fridge?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm so jealous. Yes, it's lovely looking. There's lots of, I can see the Equinoxes, the Rutus, the XPs, the Macro Nocta. Can't see around the corner. It's got your pulse dives as well. Bit of everything. You've also got things loose so people can actually physically pick up and play with the products.
Oh yeah, and that's what it's about, this sort of event, because ordering online is all well and good, but until you touch something, feel it and get a feel for it, it's a different thing. And we've got sweets. We've got free sweets, Dave.
Oh yeah. I like sweets.
Although now Luke's going to go and nick all of my... What are those little Parma violets?
Oh, yeah, I can keep that. What I'm quite looking at Luke, it must be warm. Luke isn't now the dappy detectorist. All he's got his hat on, he's took the shirt and the tweed off.
Yeah, so if anyone's at Detectival, he's now got a green shirt on, so don't go looking for that tweed. You won't find him.
Pete, a pleasure as ever, and we'll speak to you no doubt more over the weekend and obviously the coming weeks. No idea where he's taking me. Well, I think he's more interested in the sweets than actually working now. So I think that'll wrap us up for today. Obviously, we'll be over it again the weekend. We've hopefully got to put a Team Garrett together. We'll talk to Digger Dawn, KG and Ringy, Relic Recoverist and Aqua Chigga. We'll have a chat with them and we'll make that a singular show. And obviously, we will be reporting on the new Minelab Vanquish, and we'll obviously keep an eye on, as I say again, the Archaeology and Metal Detecting Magazine Facebook page. All the information will be on there of everything that's going on. And of course, we will hopefully be putting a full broadcast on discussing the Minelab and the new Vanquish machine. I'm Dave Sadler. It's been a pleasure as ever. Obviously, find us on Spreaker. Click the follow button. If you would like to the Archaeology and Metal Detecting Magazine itself, it's www.archmdmag.com. Have a good day, everybody.